The Mariners dropped Game 2 of the ALDS. We have the recap.
And a WSU concert that's easy on the ears and the nose. We'll tell you more about it on next on Murrow News 8.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Grady Glover.
And I'm Emmett Savoris. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
Breaking news, Grimes Way has just flooded and a WSU alert was sent to warn residents to avoid the area as services are working on the current issue. We sent our reporter Catherine Rowley to the scene. Check her out.
Yeah, guys, so as you can see, there is a massive flood right behind me. WSU sent an emergency notification out at around 3 o'clock this afternoon, and WSU police are asking people to avoid this area as much as possible. I was able to speak with some crew members who said that they accidentally hit a water main that they didn't know was there when they were drilling. Band practice that is usually held at a field right across on Grimes Way has been relocated to Giesa Field for their practice this evening. I'm Catherine Rowley reporting in Pullman for Murrow News 8.
The Seattle Mariners played Game 2 of the American League Division Series today against the Houston Astros. The Mariners put up 2 runs against the Astros, but it was not enough as Yordan Alvarez hit a 2-run home run that the Mariners never recovered from. Mariners pitcher Luis Castillo had a great start, throwing 7 innings, allowing 3 runs and 5 hits while recording 7 strikeouts. Astros pitcher Framber Valdez threw 5 2/3, allowing 2 runs and 6 strikeouts. Julio Rodriguez hit a double in the top of the 9th, but nothing came after as the Mariners fell short 4-2. A local Pullman business has added a trivia night to the already fun atmosphere. Murrow News 8's reporter Ivy Shank has the story.
Pubs and Cups in downtown Pullman is a sanctuary of dogs, coffee, and now trivia.
I started doing it at Rico's, did it a few times, but then obviously when we opened up the downtown location of Pubs and Cups, I was like, we could probably do the same thing here.
The beloved Pullman business, which allows your dog to sit next to you as you sip your favorite cup of joe, has started hosting themed trivia nights a couple times a month, complete with decorations, costumes, and a themed menu.
You know, your regular trivia is pretty regular. Like, no one in town actually does themed nights where they actually do like a themed menu and decorate to it and have, you know, costume contests and stuff like that. So that's where kind of I was like, you know, see a need, fill a need. And having already had experience, I knew it was going to be successful.
CJ Robert's most recent trivia theme was Lord of the Rings, where she asked questions like, what year did the first movie come out and what is Gollum's real name? But the question we asked was, how are the people of Pullman responding to these new events? Do you know?
I like to show off, and I'm very competitive. And I really like the movies, and I really enjoy the books, and it also gives me an excuse to dress up. So
I love dressing up. I love coming out to things like this, and Lord of the Rings in particular holds a deep place in my heart after reading them in high school.
I think that the local community of Pullman is trying to find more inexpensive things to do. We all don't have that much money nowadays, so it's nice to find something to do.
Going on right now is a virtual bingo event to spread breast cancer awareness. It is being put on by WSU Global Connections and has taken place since 2020. Global Campus's student involvement manager, Andrea Donenworth, said to the Daily Evergreen that they get Cougar alumni from Ohio, Texas, and of course Pullman to participate in the event.
ASWSU is advocating for women's menstrual products to be available in every WSU bathroom on campus. Senator Diana Rios says that these products would also be available at the front desks of dorms as well. The goal is to have this accomplished by the end of the current school year. Now, there is no current explanation of where the funding will come from, so this will be a big project for ASWSU to tackle.
WSU's School of Music and Food Science are presenting a jazz Brazilian music concert that will include unique scents to elicit a sense of place. The concert is at 7:30 p.m. on Friday in Kimbrough Concert Hall with free admission.
Coming up, the Parkland shooter is given a verdict.
And our weather person, Allison Martinez, will tell you just how long the sunny weather is here to stay. Next on Murrow News 8.
Florida school shooter Nicholas Cruz was sentenced a life sentence without parole on Thursday afternoon in the shooting in Parkland High School that killed 17 people back in 2018. The 3-month trial to decide whether he would receive the death penalty was rejected after nearly 7 hours over the course of 2 days. According to Florida law, the death sentence requires a unanimous vote on at least one count.
The January 6th committee has unanimously voted to subpoena former President Donald Trump. This is expected to be the final hearing before midterm elections in November. Also in the meeting, according to CNN, the committee played previously unseen footage from Fort McNair, the Army base where congressional leaders took refuge during the events of January 6th.
Now we are almost halfway through October, but the recent dry spell means we aren't quite out of the woods yet with this year's fire season. Now, if you look at the map on the screen, you can see 5 fires still burning across the state. And the Murrow Ridge fire is expected to lower air quality in western Washington as the winds sweep across and bring smoky air into the city. And Allison, are we going to see some rain anytime soon to maybe help fight those fires?
Thanks, Grady. It's not looking like we'll have any... Whoops, we'll get there. We'll get to me in a second. There we are. It's not looking like we're going to have any rain anytime soon. We've got quite the opposite, actually. We've got sunny days through and through. Looking at the forecast for today, we had a high of 73 with a low of 41 with about 5-mile-per-hour winds, and the sun will set at 6:05 p.m. tonight. Tomorrow, we are looking at a little bit of the same, which is a consistent theme that you'll see throughout the rest of this forecast. We have a high of 74 with a low of 44 with 6-mile-per-hour winds, and the sun will set at 6:03 p.m. Now let's take a look at our neighbors throughout the entire state of Washington. We will start over on our west side with Olympia and Seattle. Starting us off, we're going to stay consistent with that 70 mid to early 70s temperatures, and moving down into central Washington over in Yakima and Tri-Cities, we're going to see a little bit warmer of temperatures, and then over in Spokane and Pullman, it is going to cool down just a little bit. We're staying consistent with those 7-degree temperatures through and through. Now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. We're starting tomorrow. We're going to stay consistent once again with 74 degrees and sunny. As you can see, sun's all the way across, and we're going to stay on that same track, moving throughout the rest of the week. And a little bit of an insider tip, if you are going to Seattle for the Mariners game on Saturday, it will be 75 degrees over there, and fingers crossed for Sunday, where it will be 80 degrees. But yeah, it's looking beautiful here in Pullman. Doesn't look like the month of October, but it is indeed. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Allison. Coming up next, a preview of this weekend's football matchup against Oregon State.
Also a look ahead to the conference soccer match at Lower Field. Reese Holmes has your sports next on Murrow News 8.
Now, let's take a look at your Cougar football team's upcoming game this Saturday. WSU will be taking on Oregon State this Saturday and are looking to keep their 8-game win streak against them alive, but they will be defending this title as an underdog.
Not sinking to where we need to be. I think we need to be a little bit more aggressive, with some of our coverage stuff, our pressure packages.
WSU did unfortunately suffer a 30-14 loss against the USC Trojans last week, while OSU managed to pull off a win against Stanford 300 miles away. I'll be looking forward to seeing if the Cougs can defend their decade-long reign over the Beavers. Heading over to WSU soccer, soccer will be taking on a different Oregon team in the Ducks at 7 p.m. tomorrow at Lower Field. The Cougs have lost their last 2 games down in California, but are looking to start up another win streak after racking up 10 straight wins before suffering a loss. The last time the Ducks beat WSU was way back in 2011, and the Cougs are looking to keep it that way. WSU is currently ranked 5th, tying them with the Colorado Buffaloes. And moving from the field to the court, the WSU volleyball team is hoping to continue their win streak in their game against Colorado tomorrow. The Cougs have won 4 of their last 5 matches, knocking out number 12 Oregon and securing their first ranked win this campaign, and marking 22 straight match wins over unranked teams after sweeping Oregon State on Sunday. Hopefully we serve it to the Beavs again on Saturday, but that's all I have for you guys today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Reese. Now, Fat Bear Week came to a controversial end.
And we're going to tell you how next on Murrow News 8.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Now, a new champion was crowned on Tuesday, ending the Fat Bear Week competition. However, the park says there was a scandal in which the ballot box was stuffed in contest between 747, the reigning champion, and blonde-eared Holly. After reviewing other matches of tampering, they concluded all others were legitimate and the crowned winner was therefore victorious. Now, 747 is known to be somebody who is just an incredibly large bear, and 747, also the name of the Boeing plane. People have called him Airplane. That is his nickname because he's so large.
Airplane. That's very creative. I wouldn't have thought about that.
Just a massive bear.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how huge they can get, isn't it? Really, I mean.
Call it Fat Bear Week for a reason.
Fat Bear Week for a reason, 100% sure, 100% sure.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you missed anything in this or any of our previous newscasts, including Tuesday, where we talked about Fat Bear Week also, you can watch us on our YouTube channel.
And more news can be found at nwpb.org/mn8, and you can always follow us on Facebook and Twitter here on YouTube. Have a good night.